Good evening, everybody. The time is now 7:03 PM on today's date, August 11th, August 11th, 2025. I'd like to call this regular agenda meeting to order. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Michelle.
Mr. Best?
Here.
Mrs. Bott?
Here.
Mr. Lynn?
Here.
Mrs. Merritt?
Here.
Mr. Montgomery?
Present.
Mr. Pollak?
Present.
Mrs. Steffi?
Here.
Mayor McCaffrey?
Here.
At this time, please, if we could just take a moment of silence for remembrance of Stanley Lewis Gorski, Executive Director of the South Hills Area Council of Governments, otherwise known as SHACOG, and also for the tragedy that struck our neighbor community this morning, and prayers for the loved ones, the family, the friends, the ones that were in the awful tragedy, and also for our first responders, please. Thank you. Number 5, report from Borough Boards and Commissions. Number 6, Fire Chief, EMS, Consulting Engineer, Finance Officer.
Nothing to add to my submitted report.
Public Works,
I have nothing to add to my report unless there's any questions.
Police Chief.
Same, nothing to add to my report.
Madam Mayor.
I have nothing to add.
Manager Glister.
Nothing further unless there's any questions.
And Madam Solicitor.
I have nothing to add to my written report, but I'd like the record to reflect that an executive session was held immediately preceding the meeting in regard to pending litigation.
Thank you. Next, we'll move to Borough resident taxpayer comments on agenda items. We have Tom Bishop, address on Bambi Drive. Questions about ordinance number 921. Mr. Bishop, would you mind coming to the podium, please? I'm sorry?
It's Risley.
Risley, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm Tom Risley. Yep, working. And I wanted to come. I heard the agenda session on the topic. I'm one of the pesky residents that was asking about trucks, seeing multiple trucks go down Stilley Road, blocking the tunnel, a few accidents here and there, fire truck hitting a fire hydrant, etc. And I had a couple questions related to that. But before that, I wanted to thank you all for giving your free time for helping make this borough as good as it is. I appreciate and have been a resident here for a long time. Participated in a lot of things. Most of you wouldn't know. Guildhall Park, for one, president of Guildhall Park. Anyway, question related to the ordinance is, first, I heard 24-foot box trucks, I think was the number. But then I also heard Mr. Pollak ask a question about, does that include trucks and trailers? Right, so if you take an average F-150 truck, I don't know, 17 feet, 16, 18 feet, something like that, and a trailer on top of that, doing whatever. I mean, I've seen all kinds of things. I've sent pictures several times, car carriers, other things going down. And I think I'd just like to know a little bit more clarification of what that ordinance really says or is going to do. That's one part. Second part is enforcement. I also heard, got to wait, we got to put signs up, we've got to brief the police. There's already signs up there that say, no trucks, local only, both ends of Stilley. I've not seen any enforcement of that, so I'm kind of curious what's going to be different about this. Because for the most part, to me, local means in Deer Park area. So I'm just curious and would like some comments about the enforcement. And that's it. I really thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Any questions for me?
Well, to,
We can go over your questions a little bit.
yeah, so to address the vehicle length, it was 25 feet. So vehicles over 25 feet will be restricted from going down there. So that's whether it's a single vehicle or the combination.
Okay?
Any single or combined 25 feet or greater is not allowed to go down there, per the signage, per the study that was completed by our
Yeah,
consulting
and I've
engineer.
requested multiple times to get that traffic study because I suggest everybody get a U-Haul, 25-foot U-Haul, and try to drive through the tunnel when people are coming down and up and people are there. We've witnessed accidents along the way. I mean, there's fiber optic cables running down, there's hoops, I'm concerned. So I'd love to see the traffic study. Like you, I'm a PE, very knowledgeable on subjects like this, and I would love, because the turning radius, as many of you know down there, it is very wicked, especially when you have traffic coming down and you see this little mirror over in the corner, and you're coming and people stop and they're courteous and wait, and then this big vehicle comes in and starts honking at you because you're there, but you can't move because there's 3 people behind you. It's a very well-trafficked road. Love to see the traffic count, because I know that's gone up. But anyway, so I'd heard 24-foot was the,
So 24-foot would be permissible then.
okay, thank
So,
you.
so 25 and greater is where it becomes impermissible.
Okay, thank you.
So they, I'm not a traffic engineer, so I don't want to speak, it's a little out of my wheelhouse, but from the general overview and meeting with the traffic engineer after we went through this, their steps were, they went out and, they measured the roads, they got dimensions and things like that of the road, so they could put it in there, and they actually ran a model with vehicles to justify what can and can't fit through there, which is pretty standard for when you're completing this kind of a study. So it wasn't anything, unique or outside of what's,
Is that study available?
yeah, you would have to submit a right to know request, but yeah, we could get that turned over to
Yeah,
you.
I would like to see it, and then I could run my own simulations. I just travel it every day, as do many. Now, there are many down near me that would absolutely love to see that tunnel closed, simply because then it would be a nice private little space, but it is convenient for everybody in the borough. So, anything else for me?
Sure. I believe on our website, that's the easiest way to submit a right to know if you want to do it that way, or you're welcome to come into the downstairs office during office hours for the forms, and the clerks will be
Oh, I
happy
can
to
do
help
that.
you.
Thank you. That's great. Yeah.
Sure. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'd like to just
Sure.
say, as far as the enforcement, those nice little signs that are up there right now are very vague. This study gives and the signage that's going to be putting up, that we're going to be putting up on both sides of the tunnel and on streets, so people that are making local deliveries know not to go down there, will be enforceable at all the roads that we did those studies. The signs that are there now, they were not based on any study. It's up to everybody's interpretation what those signs actually mean.
Well, absolutely. Local, what does that mean?
Correct. Well,
Jefferson
just-
Borough, okay, yeah.
Just
I
a
can
picture of
deliver
the
you.
truck on there, what type
Exactly,
of truck
sir.
is that
Yep.
talking? So the specific information that will be put on these signs will make it more enforceable for the officers along with the study.
Terrific, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, agenda item number 8, motion to approve the monthly bills.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Montgomery,
Second.
second by Councilman Pollock. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 9, motion to approve the monthly payroll.
A motion.
Motion by Vice
Second.
President Bud, second by Councilman Bentz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 10, motion to approve minutes of agenda meeting July 2nd, 2025.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Montgomery.
Second.
Second by Councilman Bentz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 11, motion to approve minutes of regular meeting July 7th, 2025.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Montgomery, second by Councilman Bentz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 12, motion to accept the resignation of Remy Davik from the Borough of Jefferson Hills Public Works Department.
motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Pollock, second by Vice President Bud. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 13, motion to advertise for the position of Parks Laborer within the Borough of Jefferson Hills Public Works Department.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Lynch,
Second.
second by Councilman Pollock. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 14, motion to authorize the solicitor to prepare an agreement between the Borough of Jefferson Hills and Elizabeth Township for rental of the borough's vac truck and camera truck.
I'll motion.
Motion by Vice President Bud, second by Councilman Lynch. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 15, motion to authorize the solicitor to prepare an agreement between the Borough of Jefferson Hills and the Borough of Pleasant Hills for rental of the borough's vac truck and camera truck.
I'll motion.
Motion by
Second.
Councilman Lynch, second by Councilman Benz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 16, motion to adopt the Allegheny County Municipal Snow and Ice Agreement for the following winter seasons, 2025 through 2026, 2026 through 2027, and 2027 through 2028.
A motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Vice President Bud, second by Councilman Lynch. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Roll call, please, Michelle.
Mr. Benz?
Yes.
Mrs. Bud?
Yes.
Mr. Lynch?
Yes.
Mrs. Maris?
Yes.
Mr. Montgomery?
No.
Mr. Pollock?
Yes.
Mrs. Steffi?
Yes.
6 yeses, 1 no.
Thank you. Motion carries. Number 17, motion to distribute $256,000 to the Jefferson Hills Public Library for the 2025 contribution from the Borough of Jefferson Hills.
A motion.
Second.
Motion by Vice President Bud, second by Councilman Lynch. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 18, motion to authorize the solicitor to prepare and advertise an amendment to the borough sign ordinance.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Pollock, second by Councilwoman Maris. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 19, motion to adopt ordinance number 921, amending Chapter 15, Motor Vehicles and Traffic of the Borough of Jefferson Hills Code of Ordinances regarding truck size restrictions.
A
Motion.
Motion by Vice President Bud, second by Councilman Lynch. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 20, motion to adopt Resolution 26-2025, authorizing application to the Multimodal Transportation Fund Grant for $1,085,040.14 to be used for the Peters Creek Road Rehabilitation Project.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Lynch, second by Councilman Pollock. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 21, motion to adopt Resolution 27-2025, adopting the Borough of Jefferson Hills Emergency Operations Plan, EOP.
A motion.
Motion by Vice President Bud, second by Councilman Pollock. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Vice President Bud, and thank you, Michelle, for all of your hard work.
Thanks.
Number 22, motion to adopt Resolution 28-2025, ratifying the purchase of parcel 1006-R-3 in the amount of $130,000.
A motion.
Motion by Vice President Bud, second by Councilman Pollock. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adopt Resolution 29-2025, authorizing application the proper borough officials to file the Gaming Economic Development Tourism Fund, GEDTF, grant application in the amount of $292,000 for Teep Park Improvements Phase 1.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Lynch, second by Councilman Benz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Covered on the other one.
Motion carries. Number 24, motion to approve the developers agreement between the Borough of Jefferson Hills and Miranda Homes LLC for the Frank Street project.
A motion.
Second.
Motion by Vice President Bud, second by Councilman Montgomery. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 25, Borough resident taxpayer comments on non-agenda items. Ms. Karen Busey, 410 Deer Park West, blighted properties, and Gilhar Park Playground.
Good evening. I'm back again inquiring about the 3 blighted properties that I've been inquiring about for the last year and a half. And I would like to know when the condemnation and demolition hearings will be held to tear those properties down.
Ms. Busey, I have actually 8 on my list, so tell me again, I believe yours are, I'm assuming the first 3, 1420 High Road, 102 Arch Street, and 613 Cochran Mill, are those your 3?
Well, there was one on Worthington Avenue.
1412 Worthington, okay.
But
The demolition hearings have taken place. We were successful, I believe, okay, 1420 High Street, we can move forward with the demolition. Yes, we can demolish that, so I'm assuming that we are probably waiting for grant funds on that. So we are successful on 1420. It's done through the courts. 102 Arch Street, that was the one subject to the conservatorship action. It's out of our hands. There's nothing we can do because the conservator is going to demolish the property, so we have no standing. 613 Cochran Mill Road, that is actually able to be repaired. That went to court, and the property owner and their engineers convinced the judge that work could be completed to make it structurally sound. 1412 Worthington, the hearing was in March. We were successful. The court signed an order granting our request to demolish. We can do so, and I'm assuming on that one, we are also waiting for our grant funds. So the borough's done everything they can. Council's authorized the litigation. The litigation is complete on all of those. There's some new ones we're working on as well. So I believe as soon as we have those funds, we're good to go.
Yeah, just an update on the grant side of things. Our original grant application was for, that we were awarded through SHACOG, was for 102 Arch Street, 1420 High Road, and 1412 Worthington Avenue. With Arch Street being, 102 Arch Street being under conservatorship, we're no longer able to pursue that. And with 613 Cochran Mill being able to be repaired, we were unable to pursue that as well. So we had some back and forth with SHACOG. We had to do a scope change request, and we switched out 317 Coal Valley Road for 102 Arch Street. And then that ultimately was approved. This was back in March, beginning of April. And then we sent all the legal clearances to SHACOG. Their next steps were they have to go through some environmental clearances. They do the asbestos, lead testing, things like that, before we get the green light to go out and put the project out for bid. And there hasn't been an update on that. And I think with some of the issues Mr. Gorski was having, that's probably part of the reason why I didn't get any updates on where that's at. But there's a meeting next week with SHACOG with all the managers of all the communities that are part of SHACOG to sort of say what kind of stuff do we have out there that everybody's sort of waiting on, so we have get some direction on next steps. So
Or do you have to wait for all 3 of them to be approved before you can put your bids out?
yes, yeah, they all go out together. So preparing the bid package, once we get the clearance, like once they come back, being SHACOG or CDBG, however you want to call it, once they come back and say, hey, that these projects are ready to go out the bid, then it's a pretty short process from there. It's just we're waiting to get that notice before we can do that, though, because if there's asbestos or lead's found, then that's where it changes how you bid the project out. If there's because if there's asbestos, you have to remediate it prior to moving forward with demolition. So then there's additional costs associated with that just because of the nature of dealing with mitigating asbestos. So we're waiting to get that environmental information back.
Okay. Do you want me to ask about Guildhall Park?
Sure, you can.
First of all, I'd like to thank, I guess it would be Public Works, who took out the sandbox at Guildhall Park because it was nothing more or less but a big sandbox, litter box for feral cats. And I'm glad that it has been removed. So I thank you for that. The second thing is, I know that you got a grant for $120,000 for playground equipment, all right? And I would like to see, recently it's been very hot, and I drive past there a lot. There's not a lot of kids there, but hopefully when the weather breaks and they go back to school, they'll have some outside play out there. And I would like to at least see one of those handicap swings put out there, and that poor little lonely yellow duck that's all by itself could stand to have a couple friends all right? And I don't think that's too much to ask for, to have that spruced up a little bit, that park. All right, I see once school starts, I think they'll probably be out there a little bit more than they used to be. And that's all.
We've had a few residents ask the borough the same questions and have the same concerns. And in prior meetings, we've explained, actually next week, Manager Glister, Vice President Budd, myself, and probably Mr. Volpe and Mr. Haberstock are having a meeting at the park, as we have done already in the past. And that park, since we've gotten the grant and have the new playground equipment, that park needs to undergo some major restructuring as far as the playground area goes. So we did not want to take Public Works' time and their money and the money that we have for the grant for some of that equipment, to put a few pieces here and there until we had a whole master plan configured, at least between the four of us. It's not going to take engineering and doesn't need to go through, major production. But we don't want to, install things and then have to rip them out if we're going to reconfigure the whole park, because there's a lot of unused space there. And now with the sandbox being out of there as well, we have other opportunities to move some things around. There's some updating on the equipment that may need to be done, even with some things that we haven't been able to purchase with the grants. So, we've been having problems with the weeds out there. Public Works has been doing everything that they possibly can to get those under control, but since it's a playground, we don't use any type of chemicals out there to spray. So we've been battling as much as we can out there, but like I said, we don't want to go ahead and put the new equipment in until we have pretty much a basic plan between all of us and Public Works on how we want to set things up. So that's in the very near future.
Can I add something? I was out there with Rec Board on Wednesday. So we went out just so the Rec Board would get some of their input always. That's important, some of the things that they would like to see. So we're moving on that as well. It's a little bit slow, but we're trying to make sure that the changes that are made to that park are adequate for everybody. And they include everybody, and everyone has an input, and everyone has a chance, to gather their thoughts and to tell us what they need. So the Rec Board's on it as well, and we've asked for them to contribute some of their thoughts as well.
And if I can add that the Recreation Board meeting out there was actually the last piece of the puzzle that was needed for Jen Easton and Pashik MTR to finalize the comprehensive plan. They were waiting to meet with the Rec Board at all of the parks. They did that last week. So that, is a positive outlook on getting that comprehensive plan finalized as well and back to us, so it can be utilized in our park areas as well. Vice President Budd, did you have something?
We spoke this past week in engineering as well, a little bit to this. And Mark Reidenbach was going to be working on a more professional plan that we can really go off of, such as we've done with TEEP and I forget what else, but similar Beetle. So that we can, once we meet, once we take more input, we can have a conceptual plan that we can show at a meeting so everybody can see what the thoughts and ideas are to reconfigure the playground, to open up some more playing space, to improve parking perhaps as well.
Yeah, parking definitely needs improved as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, general business, Councilman Benz.
Today, our hearts are heavy today with the Coke plant explosion today, and I just want to reach out to those people and offer some condolences. And there are people that, that are close with my family that work there, and just want to let them know that we're thinking about them today.
Thank you. Councilman Lynch?
Well, certainly in moments like these, the true character of Jefferson Hills and a lot of our neighboring communities, they definitely shine through. Within the hours, thanks to Serums as well, we had people stepping up, bringing water, Gatorade, ice, coolers, to support the men and women that were on the front lines today over in Clairton. This was not, asked for, but it was simply just neighbors, helping neighbors, and I think that's the very definition of this community and all of our communities that make up the South Hills and the Mon Valley. I certainly want to thank everyone who gave, volunteered, or just simply checked in on those who were affected. Your actions speak volumes about the values we hold dear. On a further note, the Jefferson Hills EAC is also actively monitoring the situation. Been in contact with the relevant agencies, including U.S. Steel, the CAPs, standing ready to review and share the forthcoming environmental reports once they are concluded. Our commitment is simple. The health, safety, and well-being of our residents always come first. Also, to U.S. Steel, our thoughts are with you, to your employees, and the leadership as they navigate through this, this tragedy and challenge. We certainly hope this incident serves as a moment to learn, strengthen the safety initiatives, and continue the vital work of bridging environmental responsibility with industrial progress. Steelmaking has always been a part of our history. It's always been a part of our culture. It's always been a part of our economy. If we do this right, it can also be a part of our future. As we move forward, let us stay informed, let us support one another, and remember that in times of uncertainty, unity and compassion are our strongest tools. Together, we can honor our past while building a cleaner, safer, and stronger future. That's it for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilman Montgomery?
Yes. Just thought I'd let you know that the records at Shaycog are in great shape. I mean, I don't know what they told you, but they said that they're stellar. They don't have any missing anything. So, and the thing, Sue Dawson has stepped up today, and she gave us the bids for salt, and we're going to have Compass Minerals is going to supply the salt this year. There were only two bids, them and Cargill, and their price was $88 $88.32 a ton. So the others was 91. So everything, it's a shock to lose someone like that who has been for 35 years everything to Shaycog into the South Hills, and he moved our government in a direction that nobody ever thought was possible in the late 80s. And I mean, the cooperation of the police, the fire departments, public works. I could go on and on about all the sewer projects. That was all his. And I don't think it'd be very difficult to replace him, but it's just sort of we're still in shock because everything was on Lou, and Lou loved it that way. He loved to do it all, So that's all. It's just a hard thing to deal with, but we'll get through it. I think Sue's going to hang around and keep us going. She's the secretary. They were the tandem, so that's Sue Dawson. So I think it'll be all right for now. That's all I got.
Okay. Councilman Pollack?
Just repeating the words from Councilman Benson, Councilman Lynch. Prayers and thoughts to all those injured, as well as their family and friends from today's explosion at U.S. Steel Clerton Works. And how grateful we are for our emergency services we have here in our borough that stepped up and got into the mill to help assist all the other first responders, as well as the search and rescue that was going on today. And again, the sad news with the fatality that happened today. Just a horrible day that no one, when they go to work, the whole key is to be safe. As we all know, in any manufacturing business, and to have this happen today is just, we all ache for the families as well as those injured.
Thank you. Councilwoman Maris?
Just like you all said, I'm extending my thoughts and prayers to all those affected, and just so grateful for our first responders and the bravery and courage that takes place in tragedies like this, where they just, they're there when you need them, and we're grateful for that.
Thank you. Vice President Budd?
Yeah, I had a message from Chief Pasco from Serums that he specifically, similar to what people have said tonight, but he specifically asked that we thank the community for coming together during this tragedy and supplying first responders and workers with much-needed water, Gatorade, and food as they battled the elements to preserve life. And he asked that the community please pray for them, and especially for U.S. Steel workers and families. And that's all I have.
For myself, I would like to thank our, especially our local Walmart and one of my own personal friends who is a manager there. She reached out right away and asked how she could get staples and water and snacks and everything that the first responders were asking for, plus ice. So I appreciate that our local stores and partners all pitch in as well, on top of our first responders and our residents. We'll just keep everyone in our thoughts and our prayers. And with that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
A motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Lynch, second by Councilman Pollock. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned at 7:33 PM.